Hello and welcome back to A Better World. This is your host, Mitchell J. Raven, and we're very glad that you're joining us again today. We are continuing with Paulo Roberto, who is up from Brazil. He's a psychotherapist and environmentalist, a very fine, wise combination. Starting working with people's minds and then with their habitat, learning to create sustainability everywhere. Paulo is doing some fabulous work and has been awarded and recognized in many different parts of the world for his work in creating sustainability, a way of relating to the rainforest in a very intelligent and common sense way, so that we can enjoy the fruits of it, that people can live there, in it, and on the land there, and there can even be profit generated, but moderate, reasonable profit. And it's not based on destruction, it's based on sustainability. So we're going to be continuing this very fascinating tale of Paulo's life in the jungle and his interface with the rest of the world as he continues on trying to save and preserve this most sacred, most precious land, and doing so in a number of different ways. So Paulo, welcome back again.
Thank you very much, Mitchell.
Absolutely.
I'm very glad to be here again.
Good. I'm so glad. So you've enchanted us all with the incredible story of your life in the Amazon and what you've been doing there. Could you continue sharing with our audience
Of course.
what it is you're up to and what is the direction that you're going in now?
Of course. Well, as I told you last week, we got our reservation.
Yeah.
But then what to do with that?
Once you have that amount of acreage.
Of course.
That's 1.5 million acres you
and
have?
Yes. So,
City also.
and so there are philosophies about what to do with natural resources. There is one extreme that says that everything must be frozen. And you see just ecological parks and the environment not to be touched. Another extreme is development with destruction.
We know that one well.
So we try to find something in the middle, more in balance, more harmonical, because under the big forest in the Amazon used to live 25 million people. And these people, they need their development too, as everybody does, you see. So we tried to have a kind of eclectic solution to not create any conflict between the three main areas, that environmental, social, and economic. The great solution for the Amazon needs to address those three levels simultaneously, you see. And,
how do you do that?
Well, we went to study with the Indians, with the Asian Indians, you see. And then we made a project about environmental protection and sustainable development. The environmental protection project concerns an environmental education, control and patrol of the area, forest extension, when you teach the people of the forest how to extract the products, and research about the sustainable use of renewable natural resources in the area. This is the environmental project. And we made the sustainable development project about starting to use, we listed like 200 species that could be just picked up without cutting one tree, as I said, that and become sustainable products, rainforest products.
Yes.
Inks, resins, dyes, medicinal plants, teas, fruits, rubber, nuts, ice creams, many things that...
Rainforest ice cream.
Rainforest ice creams. The first time I met the biodiversity of Amazon was in an ice cream shop. There was 40 flavors there. I took some minutes to choose 40 flavors of fruits that I never heard before.
Yes.
You see, everything there is like that. You have the butterfly, yellow butterfly with a pink button, yellow butterfly with a blue button, yellow butterfly with a red button. Everything is a lot of variety. There's an amazing variety of species there. Yeah. So
I've been there. It's
yeah.
so true.
Mhm.
I was amazed at
yeah.
what life was like in the Amazon.
Uh-huh.
Drinking water out of
The
vines,
vines, that's it. That's
gum
it.
trees.
Yeah, the Vicky trees that you know, the Vic vapor.
Oh.
Yeah,
like,
the Vicky.
Right, like eucalyptus.
Yeah, I really like it,
Uh-huh.
but it's like Vicky. Vicky, this that you use for the
Right, for clearing up.
clearing. Yeah, that's
respiratory
it.
system.
The tree that you just make. That's the Vicky tree.
I
That,
see.
and many things
God,
there.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's a natural pharmacy.
Yeah.
Just walking.
Yeah. So we got our we got our reservation. We made the sustainable project. We went to the world to get the financing to the project. We got it. We executed the project, and then we got the products. Because this is the point of sustainability. You know, that
Yeah.
you can put your products in the market, that you comes from a sustainable extraction, and then that income returns to the people there that can live in the forest in harmony.
That's right.
You see, but
Non-destructively.
that's it.
That's the
For
key.
centuries and centuries,
Non-destructively,
we
right.
could receive the forest untouched and transmit it to the next generations even better than before.
Yeah.
With more nut trees, with more, you see.
Sure.
Yeah, even we had a kind of project that we call the Mongol Planet project that comes from Flash Gordon. Based, yeah, and the Prince Baron that lives in a big forest with a high technology. Yeah? So this means that we like to interface satellite photographs, helicopter video, and ground research of the shape of the trees in the canopy. You see. So through that, you could put all the forest with all the vegetable families in the computer, and you can monitor that, how they are enlarging or diminishing, how the extraction. You can put in a cube. You can measure the forest with the high technology of nowadays, with the satellites, with the radiation of the leaves that you can identify a tree from up there in the space. Then you can monitor the sustainability there. Yeah, you see.
Is this going on now?
No, because there was a kind of how you say intercepted because Brazilian government saw there was we are entering a kind of a national security area about satellite photographs and everything. They say that we are daring to do something, so they stopped us. It was even cheap. It was like a $500,000 project. It was not so much, but we can do the whole thing with the satellite photographs.
Wow.
We could measure the climate. You see the pluviosity.
Is that happening anywhere?
No, it's not happening anywhere.
What
I
fabulous.
I hope it will come next century when you can have all the trees, the diameter of the trees, how they are growing, the fauna. You can trace the fauna with the radios. You can have all that in the computer, and you can monitor it. For instance, rubber trees are diminishing. Diminishing.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Maybe we plant some more.
Sure.
Another ones are enlarging. Maybe we cut some. You know what I mean? To
Exactly. You
keep
heal
the
and
harmony
balance and
of the
moderate it.
ecosystem there.
Human beings have a role in
Yeah,
that.
that's it. That of be one, right?
Exactly.
Of be one with the forest.
It feeds us, we feed it.
As a good son of the mother, not like the Oedipus,
Right.
but a
Right.
healthy
Healthy
son,
kind of-
aware,
Caring.
caring. But so we did it everything: the land, the project, the products. But unfortunately, we found a barrier, a commercial barrier, that for us was a great frustration. You see, because we tried to market our forest products during years. Not only us, but several groups in the Amazon. We cannot find one group that well succeed. Only now, something with a French company of leathers that make bags. We are doing the vegetable leather that we use with the rubber.
Really?
Yeah, with the rubber we can do some impermeable material. You know, with the cotton sacks, you put the rubber several times, the latex, it looks like leather, and it's impermeable, and it's very good. And you don't need to kill animals to,
Sure,
you know what I
of
mean?
course.
You can replace the leather
It's a real
in a
reasonable
vegetable, yeah, it's a
leather
sustainable thing. Yeah. You see? And this has happened. We got a contract, a 10 years contract that already happening something. But I must tell you, this is really difficult.
Do you think it's the barrier is politically motivated, Paulo?
I think it's economically. It's a very difficult. You see, it's very difficult to export to another countries. See, all the market is very controlled, and you have like a kind of customs barriers. You see, there are economical barriers. It's very different. For instance, we have a soap, 18 kinds of oils. Oils that's perfect for the skin.
Yeah.
If you see this, can you see the skin of an Indian and the skin of a rubber tapper, for instance, that has a kind of a European origin? The rubber tap is all scratched with a lot of wounds. The Indian is so clean. The same thing to the hair. The hair of the Indian woman do that thing that the girls do in the commercials, you know, that the hair makes like that. You see,
Right.
the Indians do that naturally.
Wow.
They use so many oils. So we started to learn with them which oils. And then we started to do wonderful shampoos and wonderful soaps and skin creams. But try to put that in the market.
Well,
But I must
You
say,
may
I'm
be
not a
lucky that you have a
businessman
few
in this
friends here
case.
that might help.
I'm a psychology environmentalist. Maybe I don't have a talent for commerce or for business in this level. You know what I mean? But
It's all
I tried it
part and
during
parcel of the
many
same
years, and it was very difficult. You see, so our reservation continues to work in another way, more like subsistence activities, fishing and agriculture, and we build canoes and houses. Yeah. But the forest products that we always dreamed to be one day being good for humankind, this is still very difficult because of economic barriers. And why we are having this difficulty, the destruction is very big.
it's continuing.
It's continuing.
Is there anything that you were able to do collectively in your group, in your community, to slow down or somehow?
Very difficult now. We can
that
take care of
destruction?
our area. Nobody enters in our area. Our
I see.
1.5 million acres is preserved. We are taking care of our place.
How many acres are there altogether? How many millions of acres are there?
In Amazonia, I don't know, but it's very bad. It's between like New York and Los Angeles. It's huge. It's very bad. Amazon is the biggest river in the world. It's very, very big. You see, and the problem, the ecological problem, is when you break a hydrobiological cycle. You see, the main contribution from Amazonia to the Earth, to the planet ecosystem, is not oxygen, it's moisture. Mainly with El Nino, the moisture that comes from Amazonia is very important because it produces a lot of water steam. There's an ecological phenomenon called evapotranspiration. It's the evaporation and transpiration of sweat of plants in the night that produce gigantic amounts of water steam in the atmosphere that interferes very much in the moistures of all the planet. You see, yeah. And that water steams come back to the earth as rain. So if you cut the forest, you stop the evapotranspiration.
Sure.
And then you stop the rain. And then you have like Sahara.
Right.
Because it's equator.
Desertification.
Desertification. That already happening.
And you know, it's been said from a number of contexts that desertification is actually a result of lack of love.
Mm-hmm.
And where there's love, there's moisture.
Mm-hmm.
There's
That's
wetness.
it. That's it. That's
So
cool. It's cool,
it's
man.
cool, exactly.
Yeah.
And so dryness is related to absence of love. There's a feeling of dryness. So there's a relationship between the psychological and the ecological. So that you work in both is very wise indeed, and it's addressing the true spirit, you could say, of the situation, the true spiritual dilemma. Maybe this would be a good moment, actually, if we could enter that space of the Daime and what that means in terms of the larger environment in which you live.
I know what you mean, because in the Eco 92, I had the honor to be with the Dalai Lama. And he told me that people to know how to handle the nature, first they must know themselves. Who are they in the cosmos?
Sure.
You know.
Their place in the order of things.
Yeah. So as you said, there's a lack of love and there is a lack of knowledge. There's a lack of self-knowledge, because once you know who you really are, you're gonna know where are you and where to go and how to do it. You know, this is a matter of cosmic identity. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
If you are basic only in your material needs, you're gonna have a self-image related to that. You are just a herd. You're just somebody that they want. Gatherer, and that's all. That's all your role. There will be only that.
That's right.
Like a predator, and that's all. You are a predator. But if you go deep in your side of yourself, you're gonna see that you're not only a predator, but you are a son of everything that there is.
Of the divide.
Yeah, we are a creation, part of the creation. So we need to be one with the creation.
Yeah. Now, the last show, Paulo, if I may remind you, you had brought up Daime. And
That's it. That's it.
An expedition that occurred with sociologists, anthropologists, botanists, scientists, government officials, etc. And
I see.
your father-in-law sat everyone down and said, okay,
let's drink
you are
Daime.
courageous, aren't you? Me too. Let's do it and experience it. What was it? What was it that everybody was doing?
So that's it, to have that to make the link between ecology, preservation, and the spiritual work. That's the Daime, you see, because the Daime is a sacred drink that you drink, has been used for a long time with the purpose of enlightenment, healing, purification, and of course the self-knowledge. You see,
this is something very ancient. The Inca used it.
Yes, very ancient.
It's was shamanically sanctioned.
Was plants. Used by the Inca royal family. And then when the European came to Peru to annihilate the Inca Empire, there was two princes in the empire. One it was Atahualpa, and the other was Ayahuasca. And Ayahuasca went to Machu Picchu. That was discovered 400 years after, totally desert. And because the tale said that from Machu Picchu he went to the Amazon, the El Dorado, the golden Inca, bringing all this knowledge and spreading this kind of religion through the local tribes.
Yes.
So today the Daime has 42 names at the Amazon. It's used by 64 Indian nations. It causes initially very intense perception. the same doors of perception that
Perception change.
yeah, opens.
Yeah.
It intensifies. Like Aldous Huxley describes
Yes.
the doors of
Perception,
perception.
sure.
Sky, heaven and hell.
Uh-huh.
Everything opens.
Mm-hmm.
You see. And that causes expansion of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awareness penetrates in the subconscious and unconscious level. Yeah, once you manage to cross over the border of your ego.
Uh-huh.
You see, to drink Daime is an act of transcendency.
Mm-hmm.
When you can transcend yourself and go to the unknown. That from there, in another level of awareness, you answer the general questions about who are you, from where you came from, where are you going, and what are you doing of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You see, in your
Yes.
deep intimacy. These are general questions for individual answers that can be, how you say, happen in another level of awareness.
Evoked
Yeah.
through the drink.
Yeah, through the drink.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And you use this also actively in your community.
Yes, as a ritual, as a religion. Now, religion comes from the Latin word religare, that means reconnection, when the creator meets the creator again and be one together. Now, this has been done ritualistic, usually twice a month, you see. And another important thing, that Daime has been studied by Brazilian government during 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't find any kind of harm. Yeah, today is legal in Brazil. Doesn't cause any kind of dependency, and doesn't cause any kind of hallucination too. The visionary experience is completely different from the typical concept, this psychiatric concept of hallucination, that's perception with no object.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that is even a healing. This is something very important that I would like to tell, that Santo Daime heals drug addiction, heavy drug addiction. So in our church in Rio de Janeiro, we have hundreds and hundreds of cases of healing cocaine addiction and alcohol addiction. You see, just because people can use the drugs to escape from themselves. For instance, some people drink to forget, even to forget who they are. In the Santo Daime, we drink to remember. We drink to remember our divine nature. You see, and this substance has a very important healing properties. Even were tested recently by some very good people from the University of California.
Mm-hmm.
They came to Brazil and they studied the Daime, and they prove it scientifically that the Daime enhances intelligence, and brings no harm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's so wonderful to get scientific verification from
Mhm.
those true in your heart
That's right.
and your
It's
experience.
That's the confirmation of our intuitions,
Sure.
that we are in the right path.
There's a poetic and a non-poetic part of the whole thing. And they're both very beautiful. know?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're a sensible man. I can tell that.
Gracias. And I love beauty, so wherever I find it. You know. I would love for you to continue just giving the audience some message, Paulo, from the Amazon that you feel Americans really need to hear, really need to know. Because we're sitting up here in our relatively cushioned lives, buffered, because so much media is censored, because people are so preoccupied with their material world and concerns, living lives that are separated from the elements, if you will, in many, many ways. And you are someone who lives amid elements, and in fact one of the planet's greatest generators of life, the Amazon, as you've been pointing out. What message do you feel you would really like to deliver most that our audience could hear and benefit from and even be of help to your cause and to the cause of people who care, deeply care about life?
Yeah, well, our message will be a kind of ask for help. You see, Amazon is burning. You see, no matter what so many people say that are saving the rainforest or doing that or doing that. Unfortunately, that goes to the media all over the world, but doesn't goes to the Amazon. Yeah. Amazon continue to burning. It's an environmental catastrophe of unbelievable proportions that maybe only next century gonna know what disaster is going right now. You see, there's a analogy between the Library of Alexandria and the Amazon, because each piece in the forest is a book. Each piece in the forest has a story to tell. As they burned the Library of Alexandria in Egypt with all the ancient knowledge, they are doing the same thing now at the Amazon. And the Americans now has a special role in the planet. They're not only in a comfortable position, but has power in your hands right now. So if you can use that somehow to help us, to stop the forest fires, to stop the destruction, to build new models of economic development with no harm to this so precious and fragile ecosystem, we are welcoming and accepting any kind of help that we can have it. And we believe very much in the generous heart of the Americans. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Paulo.
My friend.
Thank you so much again.
You're very welcome,
really.
very welcome.
You're doing
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful work. Really appreciate it.
And I really appreciate you're doing a really beautiful work. You see, being a kind of a bridge between what is happening in places that nobody even knows and your audience. Thanks for doing that, Mitchell.
That's a placer. Absolutely. So I hope you all got a lot out of all of this. Thanks so much for joining us. This is Mitchell J. Rabin for A Better World. Give a call at 212-420-0800 and lend a hand. Look forward to seeing you next week.